Welcome back to another Entrepreneur Truth Talk. I am Lisa Avila. Today I am joined by Cassandra McCall. She is a regenerative business coach. Welcome, Cassandra.
Hi, thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm really happy to be here.
It's always good to see you.
You
We
too.
are going to jump right in, and I would like to know how you got here, how you got started.
Yeah. Oh, so my path is an interesting one, or at least I think it is, because it was definitely a labor of love. I'll say this. So my family are actually small business owners. So I'm a third generation small business owner here on the Central Coast of California. And because my parents and grandparents knew the challenges and tribulations of being a small business owner, they really pushed me into getting a quote unquote real job or stable, something stable. I remember my mom saying this, and it totally, pardon my French, but pissed me off because I wanted to like be a fashion designer, be an artist. And they're like, no, you need to go get a real job. So I went to college and came out with a degree, went into what then was early to actually 2000, and the tech industry was really booming. So I went into operations as I love systems and I love organizing. And I was in systems, in operations and administration and events for 25 years with companies like Google, YouTube, Disney, Pixar before actually getting a heart condition and realizing that I had to leave it all. It was stressing me out. I knew I couldn't do it. And so 2016 or 2015, actually, my then boyfriend and I decided to take a leave of absence before things were really got bad. And we both took leave of absences. We bought a truck and trailer and we drove it around the country buying and selling vintage. 27 states plus Canada, 11,000 miles. And we knew we wanted to start this business. And so I basically told my dad and said, "Hey, I'm leaving corporate. I'm starting this business." And he said, "Good luck." And then of course, just
Okay.
a few years later, that little thing called COVID happened. And so having a brick and mortar business, and then we were in the Bay Area, was really challenging. We had such a high overhead. There was just no way we could make it work. And because I thought, all right, I'm gonna pivot. We're gonna figure out how this was going to work. And I'm a polymath. I love to learn. And while I was at Google, I got my herbalism certification. I was a community herbalist. I got my Akashic Record certification. I got my astrology certification and my coaching certification. And I realized I could put all of these things together and start what I love to do is a way of bringing my whole self into the business world, being able to help other entrepreneurs bringing their whole selves. And now here we are, gosh, I guess 4 years later, and I'm offering coaching and mentoring, and honestly, just I'm loving it. Although it's true, it's entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. That's for sure.
It's not. And that's why I love connecting with other entrepreneurs because we can talk about, be vulnerable about it and the truth about it
Yeah.
of like, whoo, some days are really tough.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and we don't want to go back to the desk job, right? Like you said, that burnout
Mm-mm.
and getting
Yeah.
sick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, not
No.
worth it.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, to that point is it's easy to burn out in this role too, right? Like there's so many
Mhm.
entrepreneurs that give up or decide this isn't for them. And there isn't any shame of doing that. I think it's also everyone's journey is different. Sometimes I certainly daydream about having a steady income, paycheck and health benefits. Woo. But ultimately this is what my life's calling is, and it feels really good to do it. And just for me, it's finding a way to make it work, even with someone as I also have a chronic illness. So it's been just figuring it all out and taking it one step at a time.
Yeah. And being your own boss, you're able to move through those seasons and
Yes.
not, right? And be able to take that time to take care of you, go to your doctor
Yep.
appointments, I imagine, and
Yeah,
work through
all of
that.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And now you're able to help others do that. So I would love to hear about, more
Yeah.
about what you offer.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. So it's interesting. It's sort of I like when in the beginning and thinking about it from an entrepreneurial journey, oftentimes you think about throwing in the kitchen sink. I want to do this and help these people. I want to help these people. And I want to be able to also, do my art or do my music. And so for me, I think about how can I live it from a lifestyle perspective and then create the business because what I call oftentimes is the sort of outside in trap. We think that things need to be perfect on the outside before we fix the inside, either of ourselves or of our business. And really it is going back deep inside and thinking, okay, so what is it that I really want to feel or do? And then what do I want to create? So for me and what I do and when I work with clients is going first, starting from the inside. So taking the opportunity to connect on a much deeper level, on that soul level. For me, it's Akashic record readings, but it's also astrology and business astrology, and I'm also a meditation teacher. All of the Girl Scout badges that I love to wear, and really thinking about, well, what is it that you want to design? What do you want to create? What do you want to see change in the world, and how? And then the how is by working one-on-one or through my Sacred Systems Bootcamp, helping people to ultimately create a business that is easily scalable through systems and finding a way to build that house also from the inside out. It feels like a really strong foundation that if you move or you get sick or your mom or you have elderly parents, you can still run your business without losing your soul. And that's part of my tagline, is how to run your business without losing your soul, which is so important in these
It is
days.
so important. Yes. And I think
Yeah.
so many of us are drawn to that because
Yeah.
it can be easy to forget when you're doing the day to day hustle and you're moving through just all the things that need to be done. And then you forget about your
Yes.
soul and yourself.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
And really,
Self-care goes
that's
out the
what we
window.
have. Yes.
It's
Yes.
true. It's so true. Yeah. It's really interesting how and typically I see this with female identifying clients or women clients, people who identify as women or female, um, have learned from their parents or their well-meaning parents or adults how to take care of others first. And this is something that is really an endemic sort of situation, especially in the United States and certain generations of, oh, let me make sure that everyone else is okay before I'm okay. And so essentially, it's turning that idea on its head and going, well, actually, wait, well, hold on. What is it that I need first? Oh, that's uncomfortable, right? No one likes to ask, like, oh, am I being selfish? Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
And building from
Mm-hmm.
there. So it's just a really interesting piece. And I think about it as like from a regenerative standpoint, we also need moments of rest. We need moments of celebration. We need moments of building. We're not always in this got to succeed, succeed, succeed. That's not sustainable and that's not real. That's definitely part of this Western culture of constantly winning and succeeding versus actually stopping and resting and going, what is it that my body wants? Or what is it that I really want? Maybe something is going to change. So, but
Yes.
I
Yes.
digress, my little tangent there.
No, that's so true. I mean, I say that all the time of how
Yeah.
I was raised to check the boxes and I checked all the boxes and then I was
Mm-hmm.
absolutely miserable. So I upended
Yeah.
my life and here we are. And we need those moments or those seasons of rest, which
Yeah.
type A, not easy to rest. And when you were telling me about all the certifications you got while you were working at Google, that was not
Yeah.
rest. That was going,
No, not
going,
at
going.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's
Yeah.
interesting to explore because I'm sure you were very excited to get all of those certifications, but
Oh, yeah.
also, right? But so you can be like excited, but also fitting in that self care and just how that looks. Yeah. So I appreciate that you do both the
Yeah.
inside and the outside. So important.
Yeah.
So, what do you find? Oh, do we have a little lag?
We had a little lag, but we're good. I just want to make sure I didn't miss a question.
No, no, no. I was just going to ask you. So, what do you find that your clients struggle with most?
Wow. Well, a few things. So they're struggling with how to grow their business and
Mhm.
not stress themselves the F out, right? So especially, well, I shouldn't say everyone, but many people come to entrepreneurship because they think of the freedom that it will cause their life. Like, oh, I can work from home, or I can work in a community that, I want to support. But what they realize is I actually don't really know how to set up a work schedule or a system that makes it a sustainable way of living my life and being able to say, take your kids to the doctor's appointments, or take yourself to the acupuncture or something like that. So really what I find is people trying to schedule too many things in at once and burning themselves out in this entrepreneurship journey. So we look at it from time is limited, right? We can't go and create more time. We have only so many hours in the day. And so how can you work the minimum hours, but with the maximum amount of progress and effort? Meaning, so for instance, when I got really sick, I realized that I can only be on the computer for 4 hours a day. Otherwise, my eyes start to burn. I have a neurological disorder, and just not even to go into my thing, but my eyesight, my eyes basically will shut off. And so I created my system. I created my schedule so that I could only work for 4 hours, but still be able to really focus on the tasks that I need to move the needle 1% each time. So that's
Mhm.
really the crux of a big part of what I do and how I help people. What people come to me for is to help them with organizing their business, scaling their business, and streamlining their business, because those things we often will, I say we as the collective entrepreneurs, especially the women I work with, throw spaghetti at the wall thinking, oh, I'm just going to try this, or I'm going to just try this class, or maybe I'm going to sign up for this coaching program, but not really being able to see the forest through the trees. And so you end up spending lots of money and going, oh, I'm still in the same place, which I've been there. So I totally understand that. And
Mhm.
taking a step back and thinking about what your customer journey is, but I won't go down that bandwagon or that path right now. So also really feeling overwhelmed in their business and stuck. And a lot of this does come back to systems, because we think of regenerative systems in nature, right? As I just mentioned, we have moments of building, like in nature. We have moments of harvest where we're launching or doing something really wonderful in our business. We also need to have moments of rest. So thinking about how you want to actually schedule out your weekly, monthly, and annual promotions, launches, business in general. But thinking of it from yourself, like, oh, what are the things that I have going on in my family? What are the potential
Mhm.
big birthdays or anniversaries or vacations that I want to take? And again, that's starting from the inside out. So when we think about it from this internal place, then we can actually start to plan our business so that it works for us instead of us working for it.
Imagine
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Business working
It's
for us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the truth though. Speaking of the truth talk, I mean, there's ways. It's consistency. The challenge is consistency for most people. It's
Mhm.
showing up for yourself even when you don't want to. It's showing up for your clients even when you don't want to. There's all of this. There's a lot of the mess, but honestly is your message of just showing up. And I think that's the big one with, of course, scaling systems, having things in place that talk to each other, and, think about from an automation standpoint. There's definitely a technical part of this as well, but that's where I come in and I can support entrepreneurs with their technical systems so that they can be free to really go kick ass and do the things that they're here to do.
Yeah. Such great support. And you need that support, the accountability, kind of the
Yes. Oh yeah,
reminders,
for
the
sure.
check-ins. I mean, we have that, right? We're like checking in with each other and just being there to support each other. I think that's what I love about the community of entrepreneurs is that we
Yeah.
just love each other, right? It's like, how are you? And mean
It's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, I love that so
Mhm.
much. And I think it's so important to support one another. It's collaboration over competition. Like this is not some bro culture. Like we're here to support one
Mhm.
another. And if I can't help you, let me show you some other amazing human who can. Like these people. Here is a list of people. But yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
collaboration piece I think is so important. And also learning to collaborate with yourself from a standpoint of, oh, how do I not burn myself out? Like what, how thinking of it, if you think about it collaboratively from, okay, I'm actually going to partner with myself to create a business and a life that I really want. Like thinking
Mm-hmm.
excited, like having that excitement around something of that real creation piece can get really exciting and juicy to start.
It does get exciting and juicy, and it's also nice to have other people who are excited and juicy for you about
Yes.
it, right? Instead of
Oh,
like, I don't know, you should
yes.
go get that healthcare. I don't know.
I know. Well, that's the
Yeah.
interesting, like double-edged sword too, a little bit, because yeah, there are these moments. I mean, even myself. So I've been an entrepreneur for 9 years, and I think about the like so many times. I'm like, why don't I just go back and do some corporate consulting? It'll be easy. It'll be, and then I think about putting on the suit and. For me and for this, I got out of my sweatpants and put on a dress and makeup for this, So
And you look very
typically,
nice.
oh, thank you. I wasn't fishing
Mm.
for a compliment, but there's those, again, we come back to that lifestyle, right? Like, how do you really want to work? And I always love the sort of half up business and then, relaxing on the bottom, cozy on the
Mm.
bottom. So,
I
it's a
I
good
do
thing.
that often. Yeah. And
Hmm.
I don't know about for you because I also lived in San Francisco and just,
Yeah.
the commute of it in the Bay Area and jumping in your car and knowing I don't know when I'm going to get to work. I'm going to sit in traffic
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure that it's eased up since COVID, but I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just not something that I want to experience anymore because like you said before, time is limited and we
Yeah.
want to be with our people and do our thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Life is
Yeah.
short, and we're here to make the world a better place, most of us, right? In some way, shape, or form, even if it's our mark in some way and somehow, or helping our kids to be really good people. There's a legacy
Mhm.
piece there that's so important. And I think that when we really think of the bigger picture, yeah, it's what is, I'm gonna totally botch the quote, is like, what are you going to do with your one wild and short life, or something like that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
That's
truth.
very true. Yeah. And so here
Mhm.
you are helping people attain that. Yay.
I do my best, and it's an honor. Thank you.
You do it well and you are so creative. And I know that you have a
Thank you.
free gift to offer our viewers. And
Yeah,
I want to talk
I
about that because I was looking
do.
through it. I was like, ooh, this is cool.
Yeah, yeah. So as I mentioned, I do lots of things in my business, and one of them is I work a lot with astrology. So from an astrological standpoint, most people think about astrology as their birth chart, what they were born, their big three, the sun, moon, rising, and that's a really
Mhm.
great place to start. But actually, what's really curious is that each day of the week is ruled by a different planet, and when we
Mm.
harmonize the energies of those planets, we get to harmonize our week, and it makes working so much easier. I kid you not. As soon as I started implementing this in my business, and I am not messing around, like I felt so much more at ease. So the free gift I have for everyone, it's called Stellar Strategies: How to Harness the Planets for Sustainable Success. And it's really ultimately a guide. It's a 6-page guide all about which days of the week are great to plan. So just a quick um, here, today is Tuesday and it's ruled by Mars. And so Mars is the planet of action. And so this is a perfect day, for instance, Lisa, that we're having this conversation, because typically, the planet of action, getting things done, you want to get your to-do list done, or you want to write the things down that you're going to do for the week. Channeling your energy into productivity. Tuesdays are perfect for that with Mars. And so I go through every single day of the week, and it doesn't always work out that you can schedule your life with the planets, but for me as an entrepreneur, it's been really helpful because Mondays are typically, they're ruled by the moon. It's something that it's a more light and relaxing day. It's a great planning day. And that's the day that I plan my week. And so ultimately, when you can work with the planets will help you in return. And it just is an easeful system that you can easily implement in your business or personal life, to make your week and month and year just that much more easy on yourself and on your business.
Yay. And we like easy.
Yes, yes, we do.
Thank
Yeah,
you for this. I know that viewers will be super interested, and I am super interested because anytime that I can just feel in more alignment and feel more
yeah,
of that flow and ease, then hello. Yes, we all need that no matter what it is we're doing or trying to put out
it's
into the world.
true.
So thank you. Yeah, so there
Yeah,
will be a
yeah,
link to Cassandra's nice gift in the show notes. And so
yeah.
make sure that you get over there and get that. And so is there anything else? Do you have anything coming up that you'd like to share? Cutting out.
Oh, it's cutting out. Yeah, I'm smiling and nodding. I'm like, I know there's no planet. I'm like, well, there is a planet that rules the internet, but we won't go there. Um,
Oh wait, no, we can.
anyway, it's
Yeah,
yeah, technical difficulties. Regardless, I'm happy to be here. It's been such a pleasure.
thank you. And yes, so everyone, where can they find you? You're on Instagram. I think it's cutting.
Oh, it cut out again. Darn
It
it.
cut out
Say
again.
that once again.
Yeah, I was just asking where people can find you.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so where people can find me online, well, so I am in a few different places on my website, which is CassandramcCall.com. So if you see my name down there, it's my name.com. And on Instagram, you can find me at Spirit and Systems, all one word, Spirit and Systems, bringing your whole self to business. I'm also coming out with a podcast shortly, and like Lisa and like this, hopefully we'll do a video podcast and have you on there shortly as well, just to support entrepreneurs from that regenerative and spirit level. So, yeah.
Yay. All right. So everyone go find Cassandra. She's got some good stuff. And thank you for being here. Always great to see you. And
It's always
we
great
will
to see
see you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll see you all next time. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye.